Hey everyone. I want to talk to you about something I just spoke with a student about. Two interesting strategies that can definitely save you time because time is a huge factor when it comes to the USMLE exam. So, if you want to optimize the ability to study in, say, a 6-month window for your test, what do you think would be better? To use 10 different resources or focus solely on one or two of them, or maybe three of them? It would be focusing on a couple, right? And repeating them over and over again to make sure you have the knowledge solidified inside your mind. So, extrapolating on this, if you have first aid and a question bank, if you just focused on those two, you'd be much more efficient and have much more solid knowledge than having 10 different resources that you've only read one time. Try to read the resources multiple times. What's the problem? If you read a book once, do you really remember the story a few weeks later? No. If you watch a movie once, do you really remember it? Same thing for this knowledge, even at in higher level, because this isn't as interesting as a book or a movie. So you have to read it at least two, three, even four times if you have to. So make sure repetition is so important. So if you have a chance, focus on a few resources and do them a bunch of times until they're solidified in your memory, and you'll be much more optimal for the test. So if you have any friends that have taken the USMLE recently, you should ask them, what do you think helped you the most on the exam, and what do you regret afterward about studying? I guarantee you that every single one of them will say that reading was almost irrelevant. If they read more, nothing would have really changed. It's doing questions, questions, questions. Like the more practice, like the test is a question-based test. Why would you read materials? This isn't an oral exam or a written exam. You're just answering questions. So what would be the most intelligent thing to do is do more questions, right? So do NBMEs, UWorld things, whatever, anything you can do with questions, but focus on at least only one resource though. If you want to choose Kaplan, choose Kaplan. If you want to choose UWorld, choose UWorld. Amboss, Amboss, whatever. Pick one thing and do it over and over again. I think your world's the best, but that's just my personal opinion on my experience. And the last thing that I found that was kind of cool that I think I want to share with you guys that I say you're studying something, right? And you're either in first aid or your world or some resource and you can't find the explanation and you don't understand it. And you look online and you spend about 5 minutes and you couldn't find an explanation. What do you do now to get the answer to your problem? You want to save time and not have to put a lot of effort in, right? So what would be the smartest thing to do? Post it on the forum. Forums are everywhere. So many users, so many people around the world. Somebody's going to have an answer to your question. It could be a tutor, it could be another student, it could be someone who's a doctor right now. Post your things on the forum because think about it. Someone else is taking the time to figure out the answer to your question while you can be studying in that time. Could anything be more perfect? So try to use those things, okay? So the three things I want you to take away from this video is one, choose a few resources and focus on them entirely. Two, if you have any kind of question or any kind of issue, I want you to make sure you post it on the forums so people will answer it for you and you can save yourself some time. And the last thing is I don't remember the last thing, but those two major things though, the doing resources a couple times over and over again, and oh, actually, so it's doing resources over and over again, and for choosing a few resources and only doing those. So don't use too many resources and don't only do them once. And any questions that you have that you can't figure out the answer to, have someone on a forum figure it out for you. And finally, after that, the last thing that's very helpful for teaching and for getting a high score on this exam, because it's all about testing strategy, is getting a very highly qualified tutor who understands the material, has taken the test, scored high, and understands testing strategy. So if you want to have a solid base of knowledge, do the things I told you beforehand. If you want to reach the advanced levels, then the best thing to do is get a tutor who understands the advanced level of the test and how to answer test questions in a very optimal, efficient way and learn from them and kind of take their mindset and take what they do and put that into your test taking strategy. And you'll see the benefits as your score rises and rises. So check out Extreme USMLE Coaching. We have tutors that offer these kind of abilities and these kind of opportunities for you. And we will see you next time on our channel. Thank you.